Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first show of September. I mean, not really. We technically did a You Now show last night, but our first show, our official Big Brother live feed update show of September. So much not going on in the house and the live feeds, but the little bit that has been drama filled and perhaps triggering. I mean, I guess if we were to put a trigger warning, I would say there's probably gonna trigger warning for this show. Trigger warning. It's, going to be a big chunk of dysfunctional, gaslighting, codependent, horrific relationship example. So, trigger warning for you if that's that. Also, maybe a shocking twist. We will see. I hope you are all having a wonderful Labor Day. I got a little bit of a break for a little while in between the festivities. I don't think it's rude to call it festivity. Memorials. Memorandum. What is that word called? It doesn't matter. I'm sidetracking. So I wanted to jump in here and do a little live feed update show for you right now. I'm also just going to quickly remind you, yourrealityrecaps.com/BB21 is where you can find all of our BB21 content. It's all over there. You guys know by now. If you'd like to be a live feed updater, yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters. Like I said, we were live last night on You Now, so you should have been fanning us and following us over there if you wanted to hear all of the experience that I've had in the past 24 hours. That show is up over on You Now. Of course, you are here on TV Co, so make sure you follow us here. If you have not already, click the three little dots, share the show, let everybody know that we're live, and make sure you fan us here as well if you're watching in the future, because this is where we do the live feed update shows daily. Of course, if you want to support our shows, yourrealityrecaps.com/Patreon for access to the Patreon-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, the after shows with the house guests at the end of this season, John's cooking show, and prize giveaways all over there. Can always do one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. Now, and of course, share the show. Of course, you guys know sharing our stuff on social media is so incredibly helpful. Telling your friends about the show, leaving, nice ratings on YouTube and iTunes, commenting in comment sections on social medias or on our website. So helpful when you guys do that for free as well. And follow me on Instagram. Oh my God. It is... This is hard because look, I mean, many of you know it is a fine line because I feel like, we try and do these shows where, you guys basically watched everything. Or most people. I'd say half of our audience have already watched everything, so they don't really need the recap. And then I think I always try and make them funny and quick. I don't think we necessarily need 2-hour in-depth analyses on the game for my audience. We're the funnier audience. Taryn is very great at that. If you want super in-depth, but then everybody's like, Eric, you go into just as much depth and you do just as much, you talk just as much game theory and blah, 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 and you're discrediting yourself. Okay, we're good. I'm just saying, Taryn is great if that's what you're looking for. It doesn't matter. Here's my point. My point is, I don't know necessarily how to make this funny, because it's kind of not. And I honestly think it's a good tool for people to realize, if they see similarities in the like clips that we're going to watch in their own life, to know that there are that this is not okay, in that there are resources out there to help and stuff like that. And I also want to say, before we even start to get into it, that I don't inherently really think that I don't necessarily think that Jackson is a horrible person who even understands what it is that he's doing. Now, again, not that that means it's okay, because I guess I shouldn't say I don't think he doesn't understand what he's doing, because I think he does understand what he's doing. I guess I'm saying he's 22 and doesn't understand the great impact that treating people the way he will do in this scenario really affects them. Or he's 24, whatever. Is there a difference? He is not yet an adult. He's not yet an adult. I don't care what you say. But I don't mean to make an excuse for him. Just like I also want to say in watching these clips, you know, I know a lot of people are anti-Holly as well in them, and like, she deserves that, not deserves it, but she's so needy, and so, you know, oh, we're on Jackson's side, and blah, blah. A Holly, in my opinion, I am not a doctor, none of us are doctors, we are not qualified, but I'm just on the fact of we're here to discuss these things. So, in my opinion, this is like a problem that Holly has, and it's a problem like any other problem or addiction that people could have. It really is. People in these situations and these types of relationships often go to Al-Anon. And I know people think Al-Anon is for just friends and family of alcoholics and how they can cope with that and the addiction that they face. It is also for people that are struggling with any addiction. It doesn't need to be alcohol. And codependency and needing affection and needing love to the point of degrading yourself or diminishing your self-worth or having negative physical effects upon yourself is a symptom of this type of addiction. And I mean, again, because I know once I get into this, I'm going to just, probably in an attempt to be funny, lay into these people a little bit. So before we do it, I just want to be clear and put the baseline out of whatever side you're falling on or however you feel about this, just understand that I think these are two people that don't really understand the weight of this situation. And I always want to believe that when people come out of this house, they can get help for it. Because I think one of the greatest things, as much as there's a lot of horrible that comes out of Big Brother, I think one of the great things that can come out of Big Brother is that you can see yourself in there. You are watching yourself. You are watching how you are acting. You are faced with the reality that I think a lot of us can brush off. And then you have to decide to deal with it or not deal with it. And I mean, I've been Holly. In these clips, I've been this Holly. I know what it is like to be like, just one more second. Oh, just one more second of just talk to me. As long as you're talking to me, I don't care. Just talk to me. Just as long as you're talking to me, then I know that that must mean that you still need me. Is there a chance? Oh God, you're gonna leave? Okay, don't leave. Don't leave. Just whatever. Just talk. Yell at me if you have to. Like, you're so desperate for the attention or affection or love that you need to make yourself feel fulfilled that you're willing to take anything to have it. And then The second you decide, oh, okay, I'm calmed down now. I think I'm good. I think everything's okay. Let me state my piece now. And then you do. And then you're immediately attacked and knocked back down. And it's like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. I love you. It is seriously a problem. Now, for me, I was gay my whole life, surprise, and got to watch every single other person I knew all through school get to be in relationships with boyfriend and girlfriends. And isn't that the most adorable, cutest thing ever? And, I was just so desperate to be like everybody else that I was willing to do whatever. So you should feel sorry for me and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Because you know how there's a little heart likes there? That'll fill that part of my heart that's broken. Yeah, you can help me. Or you can hurt me like everyone else did. Okay, we need to, because people are, I'm sure everybody knows, but people probably that don't know are like, what in the hell are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about first. Water. Here's what I'm talking about second. Last we left off, we were waiting for them to come back from the POV. We're going to do this so quickly. Turns out it was the hide and go veto, as we had thought that it would be. And your winner was Tommy. So congratulations to Tommy. We talked about how Tommy and Jackson talked about, well, what would happen if Jessica or Christy wins the POV, or one of us? Like, what are we going to do? And, Tommy was like, well, we'll discuss that when we get there. Well, guess what? We're there. Tommy has won the POV, and he went right to Jackson and said, I told you we would talk about this when we got there. We're here. I have to take Christy off. You and Holly have each other. Nicole has Cliff. Cliff has Nicole. I just really feel like if I left the noms the same and God forbid Christy went home, I would never be able to live with myself that I let my other person go. And Jackson said he was fine with that. He understood. And, that's fine. All he maintains is, I just want Jessica on the block. At the end, she's always my target. I really don't care about Christy. She's only up there because of our deal. Blah, blah, blah. So, of course, Tommy has, moments ago, used the power of veto. He has removed Christy from the block. And now Cliff is on the block. So, provided that nothing will change, we all know they love to do a Wednesday flip-flop of the house. So we all know everyone likes to make a good push on a Wednesday to flip the house. Do I really think that's going to happen this week? I do not think that is going to happen this week. Mainly because once Jessica in this game learned or pretty much figured out, well, I'm obviously going to be the target, she then has decided to start modeling her eviction look at the door. I can't. I cannot. I can't. Here is the thing. The people that have come before Jessica have fought tooth and nail. Nick was willing to literally give up his entire game to let Holly and Jessica make every single decision for him just to have a way to stay in this game and fight and claw and somehow make it back in. Same thing with Christy when she has been on the block, with Kat. So many of these people have fought to the death just to have a few more minutes in this game. It is literally now Sunday night and Jessica is at the door trying on outfits to see what will look best when she walks out. The POV ceremony hadn't even happened yet. Go the fuck home. Go home. I swear to God, if she ends up staying and Cliff leaves, and you know that I'm not even the biggest Cliff fan, it is such a travesty. It just is. It just is. Go right to jury, go right home. Do it. I can't with her. I cannot with her at all. Not what she was doing in that clip. I've heard the people say that that's not what she's doing in the clip. That's what she was doing, everyone. That's what she was doing. She was trying on her looks. I don't know if you guys are aware what's happening on this show, but I'm not able to show like 45 minutes of what is happening. I kind of have to condense it down into the point. I don't know if you're aware of what happens. So the point of what she was doing was trying on her outfits and her looks and everything. But thank you. Thank you. So she needs to go home. And I'm done with her. She needs to go home, and I need to go, and we're done. We're done with her. Okay, so, it's fake news. Then I must be Trump. Be careful, I might ban you from my country. So, Jessica's the worst, and I don't care what any of you say. Is the worst. Okay, so moving on, we then have people that are just not really caring to seemingly make moves against Holly and Jackson until we have this teeny tiny glimmer of hope. Teeny tiny glimmer of hope. When Nicole and Tommy have a conversation in the hammock about Jessica. Nobody's talking about Jessica. About Holly and Jackson kind of having, or assuming having, final two deals with everyone. With Nicole alluding to, like not saying it directly, but alluding to, we have a final two deal with Jackson and Holly, and then also Tommy being like, well, kind of sort of Christy and I have a final two deal also. So they weren't like coming out directly and saying it, but just mentioning how loosely it seems like pairs have deals with them. And I don't know how that's necessarily fair that they get to be in a position where no matter what happens after this week, they could technically be fine. Us four, meaning Nicole and Cliff and Christy and Tommy, can all work together and get out Jackson and Holly. Now, this was all happening while the craziness was happening with Jackson and Holly. I just found it interesting that, well, nobody on Twitter was really talking about it at that point. Now, granted, because we were all involved in the telenovela that was Jackson and Holly. Nothing's really going to come of it. I don't even want to lead you on for dramatic and exciting purposes. Tommy's already gone back to, I want Nicole out. So there's no truth in this. We have seen all along, I feel like, everybody's kind of making these deals from week to week or saying whatever they need to say almost from week to week to try and get their safety or, guarantee that what they want to happen is going to happen. And then, the following week, people will honor the deal, but there's no, real excitement or, stuff like that behind it. It's very weird. Where, for example, the amount of times that Holly, Jackson, Cliff, and Nicole need to solidify how willing they are to be a Final Four and work together is very interesting to me. It's very interesting to me. Now, we know they are. We got to see the DRs last night. We know that Jackson is very much on board. He's all for it. We kind of know that Holly is a little bit. We know Nicole was upset about not contributing. We don't really know where Cliff lies, because I always think Cliff will do what's best for Cliff. And side note on Cliff, way to go on finally getting out America's Favorite Player edit you've been dying for. Oh, they went with a dancing with my wife about the stress of this house. Let's just play to America. Let's just play to America. BB Boston says Nicole should be upset. Why should Nicole be upset, BB Boston? Why should Nicole be upset? I'm interested to hear I want to make sure that you're being noticed. So I would like to know what it is that you think why Nicole should be upset in this house. Because I'm going to have BB Boston be the example for all the people that think Nicole's playing a bad game. So what is the reason, BB Boston? What is the reason that you think Nicole should be upset? I know why most people are saying that Nicole should be upset or isn't doing a lot in the game more specifically. But is it just that you think Nicole is not contributing to the group? What Nicole's saying in DRs, is that the argument? Because I have a great counter argument for it. I'm confused at the notice. Okay, well, BB Boston doesn't have an example, so I'm just going to assume that she's saying that Nicole's not contributing. Nicole's not contributing to the group. But here's what I would say to that. Nicole is involved in plans in a way that Jessica is not. Like, if you look at a Jessica compared to a Nicole, that is a huge difference in game. Jessica, not involved in anything. Jessica just had an edit of, oh, I'm so excited that Jackson's the HOA, and not knowing she's going on the block. Jessica, clueless as to what's going on in this game. The fact that Nicole has been in all the plans. She might not win a comp, but P.S. I would argue that not winning a comp and making it to the end and have everybody doing everything around you is genius. Now, it might not get you the win. It might not get you the win at the end because you don't have a resume to say anything. But I would be thrilled with second place money making it to the end. I just think you can't say it's a bad game to say that somebody is making it through, being part of things, but that they're playing a bad game. She has had the correct outlook on what is going on in this game since day one. Since calling Bella out, Nicole has had the correct pulse on the game for the entire season. Now, that being said, you really can't do anything having the correct pulse. Like, look at David, look at Kemi. If you can't win. You need to be able to win to make the move. However, I would also argue that when you win to make the move on what you have the pulse on, puts the target on your back to make everyone go against you. So what Nicole has actually done this whole game has kept a target off of her back, called people out when she has needed to call them out, remained in the shadow, and let other people fight it out in front of her, all while managing to maneuver into the position of power. She did not have to go into that four-person alliance. She could have stuck with Nick and made him feel like, we're the ride or die, I don't care, I'm going down with your ship. She always knows how to move into the position that she needs to move into, while not having the people that have been left behind feel like she has stabbed them in the back. Which is why if Nicole makes it to that final 2 spot, she has an amazing chance of winning, even without at this point, winning a comp. So I think it's funny, all of the people, and I'm not saying B. Boston specifically, but all of the people on Twitter or that are like come into chat that are like, Nicole's the worst, Nicole does nothing. Nicole's doing a lot. I'm sorry you don't see the lot that she's doing because it's not a Holly and Jackson in your face game. It is the smarter, I'm going to stay back here until I need to win game. It's the same game that a Casey played. And look, I get it. People might not respect the game in the way people didn't respect Casey's win. But guess what? These people don't give a shit about us when they're cashing their $500,000 check. Oh, did you not like how I played Let Me Cry Over That with my new car and my parents' house that I paid off? Ooh, are my loans paid off? Oh, darn, did I not play the game the way you wanted me to? Boo-hoo. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. They don't give a shit. That's why I just think it's so funny when people like cry or fight to the death about it. Now look, I know why I do it. We're doing a show. That's you do it, Eric. Yeah, that's the point of the show, to have outrageous opinions about what's going on. I don't understand why just so many people like want to attack and violate. Like what? You need to calm down. To quote Taylor Swift, if you're walking around having a problem with everything that's happening on this show, just relax. It's not that serious. Trust me. Someone who just came from a funeral. It's just a game, everyone. Don't lose your shit. Stop losing sleep over this game. Just stop losing sleep over it. It's just a game. If you're having fun, rage away. I like to rage for fun. So if you're raging for fun, then rage away. But if you're seriously being upset, just take a beat. Just take a breath. It's just a game. To quote Jackson, who we'll now see is a giant gaslighting douchebag. Because that is what he is. Nicole's in a great position. So if you're a Nicole here, and look, and by the way, I'm not a hypocrite in this. I have been very clear. Nicole is the lead. Once Jessica leaves, Nicole is probably the least deserving to win, because what I value or what I place the highest amount of weight on in Big Brother is, did you win competitions while being a target and being willing to survive? That, I think, encompasses all the aspects of Big Brother, which made it a more difficult road for you. And then, do you value the more difficult road or the person who didn't have the more difficult road? If I was a juror, I would vote for the person who had the more difficult road. That is the way I think it should be judged for me. So believe me, I realize I'm a hypocrite that's saying, in this scenario, though, I would vote for Nicole, because I like Nicole more. So I'm just, in this scenario, I'm voting emotionally. So I'm not saying by any means that Nicole is this amazing player, but I also think it's ridiculous that the people who completely discredit the moves that she is making, or that she hasn't won anything, but when she hasn't been able to play in these comps, she's played half the amount of comps that most of these people have played in. So it's not the same statistics if we're doing math, and math is hard for me. The only thing, if Nicole wins HOH, she won't put up Jackson and Holly. Well, sure, says Sheree. No, she shouldn't. I honestly think Nicole and Cliff should go with Jackson and Holly, because I do agree most of these things coming up are going to be more mental than physical comps. And I think Nicole and Cliff have that over both of them. Now, granted, yes, there is going to be the 3-part HOH. They're going to be hanging, slamming, pretending to be a fucking cat climbing a wall, whatever that bullshit was from years ago, which I honestly thought was a fever dream, and I was joking when I said it. And then somebody was like, no, Eric, that really happened. I was like, that really happened? They dressed up as cats and were in like a cat house and climbing up cat walls? And like, yeah, you don't remember? And I was like, I kind of remember, but I just thought that was a joke. So apparently that happened. And Nicole would 100% be smart to, realize not to win. I do agree with that. she would 100% be smart to realize and not win. So, I mean, that's kind of where the little dynamics are. Of what's going on in the house right now. I don't think anything is going to change personally. Clearly, Tommy is not going to work with Nicole and Cliff. He's just saying what he needed to say to lay groundwork in case something happens in the future that he can reference it. There is no actual weight to that conversation on Tommy's end. Probably not on Nicole's end either. But yes, going into the end of this week, I don't know what could happen at this point that could flip it to Cliff going home. But we never know. Thursday is a long way away. But as of this moment in time, Christy, which is, Monday, Labor Day, Christy has been removed from the block. Cliff has become the replacement. Jessica is still the target, and she will definitely go home. So now, I wanted to put all of that in the first half for the people that wanted to just bow out from the, Holly and Jackson argument fighting that's going on. At the very least, says Lost, Nicole should pull a Steve Moses and make the move needed to win. Nicole realizes that. As we have seen from Nicole's DRs even last night, Nicole realizes she needs something to build her resume, which is again why I'm saying Nicole is just not this moron that's floating through and being, carried by the group and not doing anything. We have not seen necessarily, that I recall, a player in that DR who's like, I'm not contributing this much to my alliance, I'm not pulling my weight, and being like emotionally upset. Most people go into that DR and like puff up their ego and act like, oh, I do this and I'm voting, my team's winning, my alliance is the best, and blah, 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 blah. Nicole's aware. And she's aware what she needs to do, and she's trying to do it. So I think the fact that she's saying she needs a resume builder, to me, means if she wins something and has an opportunity to make the move, I think she will. I do think she will. Seriously, what else did Jess do besides winning one HOH one? She hasn't done anything. Jessica has done nothing. She got Jack out. Amazing. She had 1 week where she did a lot. And that's it. She had no clue that she was in danger this week because of a conversation she had 2 weeks ago with Jackson. A 2-week ago conversation with Jackson is why she thought she was not in danger this week. So to me, quick math, means in about 2 weeks, she hasn't really discussed that much game with Jackson. Now, maybe she has. I don't know, because I don't watch when Jessica's on the feeds. Because every time I try, it's about nothing that has to do with game. And then I'll peruse our @BB21 live feed updates, and I'm not seeing Jess talk any amazing game. She made points. She made points to Jackson of why she shouldn't be on the block. We discussed them on the last show. That's about the most game I've seen Jessica talk for a little bit. It's it. Again, I'm not taking away, I hear you, I'm not taking away from the fact that Jessica took out one of the strongest guys in the game and was not afraid to make the move that Cliff was willing to make. 100%. I gave her all the credit in the world for that. I still give her all the credit in the world for that. Doesn't change the fact that leading up to that, she did nothing. And then after that, she took the momentum of doing that and literally turned it into no deals for safety, did not create any alliances to protect herself with it, did not proceed to include herself into things that were going on. Nothing. She just did nothing. She just went, oh, I'm out of power. Oh, well, I'll see what comes to me. She is not a proactive player at this game. She is a reactive player, and if things don't come to her, she's not willing to do anything. So you don't win. You don't win. You don't win that way. She's always against Nicole. I don't necessarily think that Jess was always against Nicole. I just think Jess is whatever the person she's talking to needs her to be, because she has no clue what's going on. So because Jessica has no clue what's going on, she just says whatever she thinks the person that she's talking to needs to hear. I really do. I don't think we have any clue what Jessica's actual thoughts are. And by the way, Jessica knows she's being portrayed as an idiot who knows nothing in this game. Because if you watch last night's episode, all of her DR looks, like all of her DR sessions, she was in that same outfit. So her storyline for the episode was, yay, I'm so happy that Jackson won, to, oh, womp womp, I didn't know I was gonna be on the block. So they gave her those lines. They flat out told her, here's gonna be your story this episode. You were super excited, you had no clue, you were blindsided, because she did all of those DRs in that one look. So, unless she's really clueless, it should be real obvious to her what her storyline is. That you're the player that has no clue what's going on in this game. You would even think that after that, she might want to start making some moves. But nope. Nope. Jess is the walking personification of Faute. Yeah, she just is. And I mean, and again, I know that I'm being hard on Jess, but I should probably be more specific and say I'm being hard on Jessica's game. As I have also said a million times, I think the real world Jessica is amazing and inspirational, and I think she's going to do wonders for people when she gets out of this house. But Jessica's game, the game that she's playing in this house, is a shithole game. You had one great... It's like me saying, oh, guys, I'm the best at Fortnite. I got a solo win. I killed it. You know how hard it is to get a solo win? I nailed it. I also lost the following 217 games. But that one win that I got was amazing. Aren't I the best at Fortnite? But I've lost every other game. And my game keeps lagging and I have no idea what's happening. But that one game that I won, you can't. She just doesn't have a good game. Wonderful person. Horrible game. Okay. We need to get to the psychotic, please find help in all seriousness situation that is this Jackson and Holly fight, and we have to somehow do it in like 15 minutes with over 2 hours. So I think we're just going to start at the beginning. So basically, this is a continuation, or what the start of this fight was once again Holly, Jackson, Christy, Tommy, I guess everybody basically was in the kitchen. Jackson is referring to talking about personal stuff about Holly, but more in code that Holly does not want discussed because of the live feeds or Pop TV or Big Brother After Dark. So just all you need to know is, again, it's that kind of an argument. It was what kind of started it, making them like a little bit pissy with each other. Also, the night before, Holly and Jackson had this like one-on-one, heart-to-heart, where Holly told him, I feel very insecure in this game and I'm concerned about how it looks that I'm with you. I'm, much older than you and I don't know how I'm being portrayed on the outside of this house, and, all of the things, like being very vulnerable to Jackson. Then the next morning, Jackson had to wake up and get ready for the nomination ceremony. Apparently, because he was showering and doing this and that, he was not giving Holly enough attention. Holly felt like after the previous night of her being so open on an emotional level with him that he would have been more nurturing and caring to her on this next following day, which led to her calling him an asshole. And then apparently the calling him an asshole has really triggered Jackson. He has decided to play cold shoulder. A lot of people online are saying that this has been Jackson's plan all along. That Jackson has been looking for a way out. Like, why would this young guy want to be locked into a relationship with Holly once the season is over? That he's always been thinking of an exit strategy, and now he finally has a reason that he can lock onto. I don't know. You all can leave your comments below and let me know where you side on this fight and this argument. But this is now the following. I think this was more towards nighttime. Yes, it was.
Can we please talk?
Huh?
Can we please talk?
Sure.
Sure.
What do you want to talk about?
Okay. So right off the bat, he's obviously aware what she wants to talk about. This is a good example of gaslighting. It's when you do and say things that are, not true or true in order to basically make the other person feel like they're crazy. Which is what he's going to do a great job of here.
First of all, you're drinking.
I'm gonna
Date
have a
night
glass of
wine?
wine. Date night wine for what?
Yeah, we should add alcohol to the mix. We should definitely add alcohol here.
Can we please talk?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about?
I'm not being mean. I'm not about to get talked to like that in real life or on national television. On national television, you just call me a fucking asshole in front of 4 people in the house and on national TV.
Jackson.
You realize my mom's gonna hear that? My dad, my family, my friends. When I've done nothing but be supportive of you.
I don't. I try. Do you not see everything leading up to that? I'm sorry.
Hey, when you watch
sorry.
it back, you'll hear me say thank you for the coffee. You'll also hear the past 73 days when I've been nothing but supportive.
Jackson, can we sit down?
Okay, now, for starters, the whole entire, I just can't, it is just, literally the brain short-circuiting and just being, I can't handle that you are not giving me the affection or attention or responding in the way that I need you to here. And Jackson being very much this person's gonna see it and that person. I think this would have gone a lot differently had we not been on live feeds. I think Jackson is very aware in this scenario or this instance about the live feeds, which is why he is being so robotic in the way he's handling it. For a lack of a better word, but okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, let's sit down and chat.
I did not mean to say that, and I am sorry that I said that in the moment. I'm frustrated, but do not understand where that was coming from. I tried so hard to express myself last night.
Do you want to... Do you want to hear where I'm coming from? For the past 74 days, I've given all of my energy and time into making sure you're trying to make you as happy as possible. On a daily basis, supporting you, telling you how proud I am of you, trying to uplift you and be the exact opposite.
Okay, we're going to keep going, but here's my first problem with this. Here is the first way that you know that this is an issue and this is not healthy and this is codependent and this everything. Notice how Holly is upset, right? But number one, just being upset is not enough. She can't, in other words, she just can't say to Jackson in this scenario, my feelings are upset, I am hurt because of X, Y, Z. She needs to do the whole, I can't, I don't know, and oh God, oh, because that's the level that it takes at this moment to get Jackson's attention. This is number one. Number two, Jackson doesn't give a shit. Not once in the whole beginning of this is Jackson caring about how she's feeling. All Jackson cares about is how he looks to his parents, how he's coming across on the live feeds, how he's going to be portrayed because she called him an asshole, blah, blah. This is so neither one of these people are actually having the conversation that's the real conversation. Jackson just needs to be like, my image is being affected and you're adding to it. And Holly needs to be like, I need, personally, in my opinion, therapy for codependency. I don't think she can say that.
I'm not perfect. Not expecting you to be either. But for the past 74 days, I've also heard you on numerous occasions going back and forth, internally conflicted on whether or not you're making the right decisions, whether or not...
And then you didn't address it.
What you're doing is best for you, what your image is going to be because of me, whether or not I could potentially be jeopardizing your future and your life outside of here. We've talked about this on numerous occasions. And last night, you're talking about how unhappy you are, how you don't feel certain things, and how you feel
use your words.
I don't know. I want you to be happy, and clearly I can't make you happy, but I want your last 3 weeks to be the best they can be. I woke up this morning knowing that I have...
See how once he's like, I want you to be happy and I can't make you happy, that literally gives her a physical response of like, like here comes the anxiety, like oh my God, we're not gonna be together. We're not gonna be together. You're not gonna be here. You're not gonna be here for me. What do you mean you can't be? And Jackson now knows. Whether I think he realizes it or not, he now knows that is the best way to manipulate her. That is the best way to gaslight her. That is the best way to basically get what I want. Because let me just speed this up. This goes on for hours. They might take little breaks. But this same conversation is going to keep looping and looping and looping for hours.
To pick players.
I want to find...
You start going off on me, and I tell you, I'm not doing this here, but I'll go talk with you upstairs. And you continue to call me a fucking asshole 3 or 4 different times, and then walk...
Okay. Now... Again, gaslighting, you said it 3 or 4 different times. I believe she said it once. Because Jackson does go back to saying you said it in front of 4 people. And I feel like from the times that I have heard Holly also say it, it was only like 1 time. But it just, again, the way Jackson will like embellish or exaggerate what actually happened.
Walking away. Hey, that's fine.
And I didn't
But let me
mean
tell
to-
you, when
I
you're
didn't
talking
mean
about
to
how you're
say
perceived on the
that.
outside looking in, you want to talk about your image and how people are going to perceive you. That all happened on national
I
television.
know, and you think
The
I haven't.
feeds will see it.
You think I
My
haven't
family
been,
will see it.
Jackson,
Your family
you
will
think
see
I
it.
haven't been kicking
I'm not
myself-
about.
Okay. I'm not about. Here we go. Hold on.
I think I haven't been kicking
I'm not about to
myself
be
for that.
embarrassed on national television when everything I do is for you. I fucking
Jackson,
called you
I'm
and your
not gonna
family out
give-
on my eviction
I'm not gonna
speech.
give
Everything I do is for you. My whole life is for you. My whole world revolves around you. I'm playing this game for you. Gaslighting, 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 bullshit. Because if everything that you did was for her, the second you found out that she was upset, you would have tried to find out why she was upset and work on it. You don't care. Everything is not about her. It is about how you're coming off, because earlier in the season, you are aware that people heard the racist things that you've said. The DR let you know you are concerned about how you are being portrayed in the real world. If you're being portrayed as a racist, you know Zingbot called you a douchebag, and now Holly has called you an asshole. That is what you care about. That's what you care about.
give that any life. That's like.
But do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Why
yes,
would I? Why am I? I'm not going to
yes.
sit there and get walked all over. I'm not going to sit
And
there and get
You're
disrespected or
not.
unappreciated.
That's how I felt. That's how.
Okay, one comment is not being walked all over or I mean, sure, I guess calling him an asshole is disrespecting him. It is not walking all over him, though.
I felt because I expressed myself and was so vulnerable to you, which also is scary to do at any time with someone new, let alone doing that on national television. And I was extremely, extremely vulnerable and open and honest with you last night. And then this morning, I felt like you just.
I'm giving you
crushed it.
space to try and find some happiness within yourself.
Okay, so now, Holly, I thought, well, just because I opened up and I did, then you and blah, and that, no. Okay. Number 2 of how to be in a healthy, functioning relationship, you can't put your feelings onto the other person. You can't assume that because you said this or you did that, that means they're going to respond or feel the way you're expecting them to feel. Like, people feel different. Feelings aren't facts, correct? Feelings aren't facts. And you can feel how you want to feel, but then to be upset that the reaction to those feelings is not the way you wanted them to go, you're never going to have a relationship that you're happy in all the time. It's not possible. None of us will ever be in a perfect relationship where you never argue. The thing is, you have to learn how to maneuver through those things, like, respectfully. And the thing is, I truly think both of them right now believe that they're handling this correctly. I really think Jackson thinks I'm telling her how I support her the whole time and how I've done everything for her and blah, 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 and, I'm supporting her in spite of all of these things. And she's like, and I opened myself up and I told you my deepest, darkest secrets to prove to you how much I love to you. Like, I think they both think that they're handling it amazingly.
Everything that I've done in this game, this point, thus far, has been to try and make you happy. But I can't make you happy. That has to come from within. So I'm giving you, a few hours of space? Come on now.
It did not seem like that. It seemed like you were just like done, ignoring me. Don't talk to me.
But I am now.
Sure. Now, Holly, this is again like a symptom of somebody that's very like codependent or in a codependent relationship and constantly needs like that reassurance. And it's like, if you felt that way, Holly, like if you felt like he was ignoring you all day and you felt like, and like then you're building that up in your head and you're like stacking it, like you could have just cut it off instantly by walking right up to him 5 minutes or 10 minutes in and go, are we okay? I I feel like you're ignoring me. Am I just reading into that? Or why is this, is everything okay? Instead, she let it build and fester and grow and become this big giant demon in her head that exploded in, you didn't say thank you when I brought you coffee, you're an asshole.
Now. I am now. Not about to get talked to like that on national television. I deserve better. That is what...
Okay, so wait, hold on.
I am now.
No.
Not about...
It did not seem like that. It seemed like you were just like done ignoring me. Don't talk to me.
But I am now. I am now. Not about to get talked to like that on national television. I deserve better. That is what every one of my exes has done.
I know.
That fits the mold of every one of my exes.
Now that is the worst thing that you can say to somebody that is, the personality in a relationship that Holly is right now. I mean, he basically just said, I am done now.
I've been there, done that, got a t-shirt. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it on CBS.
Please stop.
I'm not.
Please talk to me.
I am.
Can we please save that? And I'm
this
serious.
This is what I want, and I want it. I want it fair and square.
Oh, by the way, Cliff is in the shower this whole time.
We're going into the final 6.
Like, she does not, like...
We're going into the final 6, and...
It's just... It's very hard to watch her in this whole thing.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Like, I'm honestly glad this is the view of this.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
It's just like a little kid that, like, needs their mom. And again, it's, to be very clear, it is not like... I really hope it's not coming off that I am making fun of Holly, because that's really not my intention. It's just to show you this dynamic where the one person is very, like, overpowering the other one, and then the other one can't get anything out. Holly cannot get anything out. If Holly gets anything out that in any way goes after Jackson's ego, then he will attack. And then she has to revert to the crying, groveling, I can't handle it, please don't go, please don't walk away, please just stay just 5 more minutes, just blah, blah, blah. And I mean, here's the thing. This legitimately goes on for hours. And then there's like a little break, and then they get back into bed together, and repeat. They are going to just keep circling this same conversation, this same dynamic. Jackson gets more heated in it in, other examples of it. If you want to watch all of the clips, it is currently the pinned tweet at BB21 live feeds. It is currently pinned to the top of the profile. I believe it is 19 clips. You can watch all 19 clips on the Big Brother live feeds Twitter account. And even that being said, what's 19 times 2? Let's just make it 20 times 2. So that's 40 minutes, at least, of video that you can watch. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you this went on for hours. And it's really hard to watch on both ends. And I don't think for example... Hold on. I'll play this one quickly. Let's do this one. This is a good example of, and it escalates again.
The exact same way that they did.
Really?
Wait,
Do you want
hold on.
Circumstance, I would
to
never.
rewatch?
No, hold on. Hold on, ready? So notice now, like, Holly has her hands on Jackson. Okay, ready? As I'm playing.
What do you want?
Circumstance, I would never say that. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
But then you.
So, like, under normal circumstances, I would never say that, and I'm sorry. And now Jackson has nothing to reply to that. So then she has to try and say a little bit more of how she's feeling.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
You're so easy to shut me out and just like, you're good. It's like, you're good.
This morning was exactly what every one of my exes has done.
Jackson,
Clearly you are.
knock it off. Knock it off. No, I'm not.
No,
If
And
I
you
talked
know
to you
that.
like that, would you? And I know that. I thought I did.
Jackson,
What? I'm basing this off actions from
Jackson.
12 hours ago.
you realize today's day 74?
Yeah.
We have spent the last 74 days together 24/7.
I know. I
Okay.
did the math today.
I would also like to point out, notice how she's talking completely fine and is no longer like what I like to say is the baby whisper voice. She's totally fine in communicating right now for the moment.
I know that. You don't hear me dog cussing you.
Dog cussing.
You don't think I'm stressed and worried and concerned of getting called a pompous douchebag? I've had 4 different things solidify that I'm going to get shafted when I walk out of this house.
Racist.
Am I taking it out on you?
homophobic.
Am I calling you a fucking bitch?
Yeah.
No, I care about you too much. So
Sure.
there's no excuse, and
We can tell that you care a lot right now.
don't tell me to knock it off. Sorry, that's only going to make me more pissed off.
Jackson,
That's
you
fine.
know that
No,
I'm
you're
not-
fine. You're fine.
No.
So, what exactly, just to be clear?
Knock it off, bitch. No, I care about you too much.
Oh, right.
So there's no excuse, and don't tell me to knock it off.
So he said, "You're being exactly like all of my ex-girlfriends because you made one comment that I didn't like." And then she said, "Knock it off." And now that has triggered the anger again.
Sorry, that's only going to make me more pissed off.
Jackson,
That's
you know
fine.
that
No,
I'm
you're
not-
fine. You're fine.
No.
You're going to discredit my feelings about the way I was spoken to this morning. That's fine.
I'm not discrediting them.
I'm going
saying
to feel the way that I feel about the way.
Oh, look, Jackson has once again realized that when he wants to hurt her, he can do that's fine, ignore, walk away. That will trigger the hands on the head, can't, the whole
You
thing.
talk to me this morning, whether you want me to or not. It's not going to sit well, whether you are understanding or not. It's going to piss me off. It's going to give me immediate flashbacks of my past relationships, and it is going to link you in the same boat as
I
them
am
before
not.
me,
I
whether
am
you want it to or
not.
not.
Okay, now, quick tip here. Just because something triggers something negative from your past, or is a negative situation, or is upsetting to you, in a healthy, functioning relationship, that does not give you then the right to attack the person that you are in front of because you haven't chosen to deal with that. See, the issue here is not that Holly is reminding Jackson of his ex-girlfriends. The problem here is that Jackson has not dealt with the way what his ex-girlfriends did to him made him feel or not made him feel, the feelings he has. Nobody can make you feel anything, by the way. You're totally in control of your feelings. But he has not addressed the way that has made him feel, thus he is reacting to it completely incorrectly. So actually a Jackson issue, not a Holly issue here.
Your exes, just like you are not my ex.
I know I'm not.
I know I'm not. Okay, now here is where we go really fun now.
Because of
You'll see it in 25 days.
Because, really?
Do you want to rewatch the tape? You'll see it in 25 days.
Because of 2 words that I said in one moment, in one instant.
Because of 2 words. You're an asshole. Okay, just checking.
Whatever. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow.
I'm not doing this with you tonight. I'll see you in the morning. I'm done with this conversation. This is getting nowhere, and apparently me having the feelings that I have based on the way you talk to me isn't acceptable. And that's fine. You have a right to your opinion, just like I have one.
Gaslighting. Gaslighting. Oh, the way, like, I'm Holly in all of these conversations. Holly has maybe said, I mean, in each of the times that they're talking, she has maybe said like 3 or 4 sentences. Jackson's been on the one who's had these like ranty monologues. But yet, he's the victim. He's the victim in it. With no responsibility for the way that he's acting.
It's on my own. And I'm sorry that you feel the way that you feel, and I'm sorry you're unhappy as you are. I've done everything I can to try and do the opposite of everyone else before me. And I'm praying for you, and I hope that in these next 25 days you can find the happiness that you want, and that you make this experience everything you thought it would be. And I'm sorry that you feel like the past 74 days hasn't been that for you.
It has. You are taking this completely out of proportion.
Okay. Oh, is that something that you said that I'm not listening?
It's.
I just don't have, I'm not.
We have nothing else to do in this house but be in our own heads and analyze and overanalyze everything.
He's gonna walk away.
And
Put this in here.
Because again, he knows that walking away will completely trigger her. And I mean, he does come back, but I mean, just again, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. He will have these same relationships for the rest of his life because he's never held accountable. I mean, look, here, and I don't want to make an excuse for Jackson, La Mugs. My hope is that Jackson is, 24. And still, I mean, look, you can change at any age. You can change at 34, 44, 54. All you have to do is want to change the negative aspects of your personality. So you can change at any age. But I think we are aware Jackson has been babied his whole entire life, went into fraternities after that, which then got disbarred for shady shit, and then possibly was arrested, and now is here. So I don't think Jackson has had a lot of time to work on his emotional growth as a person. He has no clue the way the real world works. I don't think he knows how to be in a real relationship at all. I'm just saying, if I want to have hope for anything, my hope is that Jackson will get help in order to learn that this is not any constructive way to talk to people or to have disagreements or arguments in a relationship. And not just for the other person, for himself too. Because, again, like I'm 50-50. Part of me feels like Jackson is so aware of the cameras and so cares what his image is and cares what everybody is going to think about him that it's obvious he's aware of what he's doing and saying because I think he's controlling it so much. The other half of me feels like he's too young to really understand why this is wrong, slash, I think he honestly believes he's handling this well. I think Jackson doesn't understand why how he's handling this is super dysfunctional. Like the fact that he's like, and I will pray for you, and this, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I think he thinks I'm handling it well. I supported you, and you said all these things all season about how you're so upset and so da-da-da. And I've always tried to build you up and inspire you and do this and do that. Like, I believe he believes that he's handling it well, which is why I'm here to say, Jackson, you are not handling this well, and you are contributing to the dysfunction, and I think it will become a pattern in all of your future relationships unless you get a handle on it, buddy. And by the way, you totally have the power to get a handle on it. Sure, it's going to take a little bit of work, but you can totally learn how to communicate more respectfully in the future. As for Holly, I see Lori asking, can people like Holly really get help, or can people like that really get help? And look, anybody can change. You just have to want to. You just have to want to change. Holly is not too old. Holly, and again, I am not a doctor. I am not qualified to diagnose Holly, but if I was to have an opinion on what I'm seeing when I'm looking at Holly, she is somebody that is very codependent. She seems to be addicted to needing like the attention, affection from her partner, that she cannot be whole or complete without it. Like, her entire self-worth is based on what Jackson thinks of her here. And that's not the way that it should be. If you are in a 3-week relationship and you got frustrated and said, you're an asshole, and that person's like, I don't want to talk to you right now, that was really rude and disrespectful, most people would just like separate for a while, and then either that's it, or let's get together and talk about this. It doesn't become this knockdown, drag out fight of dysfunctioning where Holly is groveling to have him back. And I mean, a lot of people are also saying this was Holly's attempt to stay off the block. Like, you're thinking it all has to do with Holly wanting to be with Jackson. It's more about Holly making sure she doesn't go up in the nomination ceremony. I don't think that it is at all. Jackson was very clear in specific moments. We cannot be together, but we still have a job to do in this game. We still need to, like, whether we're together on a relationship level is one thing, but we have a job to finish in this game. My point is, I think he made it very clear to her, I'm not coming after you on a game level. I'm just saying, relationship-wise, I have to distance myself from you. I don't think any part of Holly here is thinking game. We have seen Holly be in jeopardy in this game before, and she did not react like this. And I mean, I'm purposely leaving out the really bad clip. I mean, you can go back and watch them. Like, Holly is hysterically crying to Jackson at points, and he is, then, okay, hugging her, rubbing her head, it's gonna be okay. Shh, I'll take care of you. I'll protect you. You're the best. I got you, I got you. And then, like, after that calms down for a little bit, then Holly starts to feel better. She's, like, got her love tank filled, to quote Vicky Gunvalson. Then she thinks, okay, maybe this is the time when I can express how I'm feeling. And again, this is this is a Holly mistake here. Holly needs to continue it for herself. because Holly is so desperate to hear it's okay. The relationship's going to be like everything's going to be fine. She's so desperate. Like she needs to hear that so much that she will again now, like once it's calmed down, she will insert how she feels like, but I wasn't being heard. And you said, and this and that and the other and the blah. And I'm not saying she's wrong to do that. She should have that conversation, but just she needs it right then, and she can't deal with the fact that he is escalating and cannot handle the conversation right now. You need to just put a pause on it for a bit until you can both handle it without so much emotion. But it doesn't work like that for somebody that is very like codependent and addicted. Like she needs to know we're still going to be together. Like we still get to be on the show, man. We're still going to, and then anytime she does that, it goes right back to Jackson arguing, her getting to a point where she is crying, groveling, him feeling bad because she's crying, groveling, making her feel better. And then she finally feels better, so she thinks she can talk about it again, and then repeat. And repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And yeah, Holly is going to keep finding herself in relationships like this until she does something about it. And that's why I say, if you feel that you are in a relationship like this, there is amazing resources out there. There's books for people that are in codependent relationships that you can get from the library. You can buy from Amazon. Again, I say Al-Anon is amazing. People think that Al-Anon is just for friends and family of alcoholic people. It is not. It is for people that are addicted to anything. And in this case, Holly is addicted to needing affection and putting, or attention, and affection, and all of her value, all of her self-worth, all of her everything is coming from another human, not alcohol. But they deal with that. It is something that, you know, if you are out there and you are seeing similarities and patterns to this in your own life, there is ways out, or not ways out. If both of you are willing to work on it, you can learn to communicate correctly. You can learn. This is not a deal breaker for relationships. It's kind of like what they say of the first step is admitting you have a problem. So if both of you are willing to admit that you have a problem, you can work through it. You really can. There are free resources, and I mean, it is interesting. It is interesting. And I mean, again, there's also another huge factor at play here in the fact that Holly is in her 30s and Jackson is in his early 20s. Again, just to me, in my opinion, that might as well be 50s and 20s. Because I really think you do not have a clue on life until you are in your late 20s. And that's only if you've moved out on your own, are paying your own bills, have your own apartment, have your own full-time job. Jackson doesn't have a clue on the way the world works. Jackson does not have a clue about what it means to be an adult. He's literally living a life where his mom is cutting up watermelon for him and making eat chocolate milk. Here's the real world. You will legitimately go to the IKEA because they have the little dairy creamers that you can put some of the free chocolate syrup in, shake it up, and then you'll have chocolate milk that's free. That's the real world that you'll be in soon. Okay? You just don't get it. There's just such a worldly difference between them that I think sometimes it's great and sometimes it can work, but I don't think on an emotional level these two can get there. So when I do say when you're in a relationship you can make it work, sure, if you're on an equal playing field. Most relationships need to be on some sort of an equal playing field in order to work. When you have all of these life experiences and are so much older than the other person, there's not a way really to make it work. And by the way, not at all shaming you, Holly. Get yours. God forbid the day comes that my sweet husband is no longer here. If I can get like a 23, 24-year-old model, I'm all over it. But then again, I'm not here to talk to you. I'd be like, oh, are you upset that I called you an asshole? I really don't care. Are we gonna go now to bed? Or, ooh, wanna have angry sex? Don't care what you think. I'm not here for that. Right. Oh, precious. You think I care about what you think? Because I don't. Yeah. But I mean, you look real pretty. Oh, you look so cute in your little salmon zip up. You just look so precious. Oh, yeah. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You can go and see all of the clips. You can go and see all of these clips on the BB21 Live Feeds Updater account. They are all there. And like I say, comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole entire scenario, or don't. Or let's just be done and move on. I honestly think it's going to be a real slow Big Brother week from here on out. I honestly think it's going to be a real slow season unless we get people going against Holly and Jackson. But yeah, you guys comment below and let me know what you think. DC Duchess says, any predictions for double eviction? I mean, honestly, I'm afraid that Tommy will win. I mean, if we're going into a ball pit scenario, if we're going into some sort of a ball pit clown shoe scenario, Tommy is short and fast and small. And he can get in there and out of there super quickly. I'm afraid of that because, part one is going to be something, physical like that. I hope they don't do it. I hope really it is the most fair. Really, in a way, it is the most fair competition that there can be. Because it's just putting something in a big ball pit and assuming they disperse the whatever it is they're looking for evenly. I guess it's the most fair for everyone. Or it could be a stupid slide puzzle go round thing. I mean, who knows? Oh, that was for veto. What's usually the HOH? The HOH, I feel like the HOH has been things we've seen. Like it's been the teeter-totter, roll the ball thing. Part one is always mental? Are you sure? God, I really have a horrible memory. Why did I always think that the HOHs were also a little bit physical? All right, well, then it's mental. Then, okay, fine. But then it still worries me about if we have a clown shoe puzzle type of thing. I think Tommy probably Tommy is in the best case to win in this double eviction, which in all honesty scares the poop out of me for Nicole. Because he's going to go after Nicole and Cliff. I think he's not going to go after Holly and Jackson. He's going to go after Nicole and Cliff. So, if Big Brother wants them kept safe, they will make sure that it's something that Tommy can't do good in. I don't know. I really want Nicole to win it too. We'll see. I would love Nicole to win a double. Because in all honesty, if Nicole wins a double, gets out Tommy, which we know that a lot of people think is a huge threat, and it's on the double, with us then going into a new HOH, it's almost like Nicole's will be forgotten. It'll be remembered if she makes it to the final two and needs to bring it up that she got out somebody who was, you know, considered this giant threat. But because it happened in the double and now we have a new HOH that's creating new drama, it's almost like Nicole's will be forgotten and she can, you know, maybe not be such a target for Christy. I mean, maybe I doubt it, but I'm just saying. I'm hoping. I mean, or Tommy's going to want to make the big move. Or Tommy's going to want to make the big move and go after Holly and Jackson. Oh, I think Nicole, if Nicole won, I think she would put up Christy and Tommy, and it's not up to her. I think Tommy would go. Cliff sees Tommy as the bigger threat. Jackson sees Tommy as the bigger threat. I think Holly probably sees Christy as the bigger threat, but I think she would do whatever Jackson says and go for Tommy. So, I mean, it's not really up to what Nicole would want if she put them two up. Eric, do you have a link to the video Ika posted on her Insta story about Dimitri? I do not. But I'm pretty sure if you Google it, you could find it. Or if you just search it on YouTube, you can find it. We talked about it on one of the daily live feed update shows. And I told you guys where to find it on that show. There you go. Pink Rose has it. Well, Pink Rose, can you send that to Sarah Lynn? There you go. I love when chat helps each other. Yeah, we never did circle back to talking about that. So, okay, here's what I'm going to say. Because, oh my god, it's an hour and a half show now. Let me end the show for the people watching it back later, and then I'll come right back to this chat room to finish talking to all of you guys. If you have more questions, I will answer more of your questions. Obviously, we didn't even get into this as much as I would have liked to, but it's good for now. We have all week. You guys in the chat, don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back after I end this. And for you people watching it back for the last time, not the last time, but you know, for right now, yourrealityrecaps.com/bb21 is where you can see all of our shows, flashback times, just shows with house guests. You know, it's all over on our website for this season of Big Brother, past seasons, and all other shows that we cover. Make sure you guys are following us on YouNow also. We are live there every single night of the week, yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow, and make sure you're following us on TVCo, yourrealityrecaps.com/TVCo. That's where we do these shows live, these daily live feed update shows over on TVCo. So TVCo, YouNow, where the shows are live, then I post them on the website, iTunes, YouTube after the fact. And make sure if you're watching it at those places, you thumbs up, subscribe, leave comments below. 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes is so helpful, as is you guys sharing our stuff on social media when you see it, interacting with it, telling your friends, posting it places you don't normally see it. All great ways to help support for free. And of course, lastly, if you want to become a patron, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Patrons get access to the Patreon Facebook group, prize giveaways, the after shows with the house guests, and just exclusive content over there in the patron group. Alrighty, I will see all of you guys on the next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.